So we have in studio Dr. Dixon Adumako Kissi. He's spokesperson for Dr. Bawumia Champong, and he is also with the NPP. Grateful for your time on our desk this morning, sir. And let me start with this info analytics. I mean, we just heard the NDC there. They are not willing to speak about it, much of it though. But with the findings coming before us, the new is saying that Dr. Bawumia is still leading, at least with this 57%, Kennedy Japan 32%, Dr. Yaduchum 4%, Dr. Bawumia Champong 4%, and Engineer Kwabena Japan 3%. You know, and in the event of a runoff between Dr. Bawumia and Kennedy Japan, the poll shows that Dr. Bawumia will lead with 62% and Kennedy with 38%. Well, when you look at this poll, your candidate, Mr. Bawumia Champong, is trailing at 4%. I know maybe I don't want to preempt what you're going to say, but let me ask you this question. With Dr. Bawumia Champong trailing at 4%, how does this play out for you, you know, for your camp? Do you still believe that you should still go ahead, you know, knowing very well that you don't have that support base that you think you have, according to this poll?
All right. So, first of all, thanks for having me here. Admittedly, I think that we all believe that polls are necessary. And I also believe that the timing is important. I understand from Musa Dankwa that he is consistent in terms of when he does his poll. I think that a true reflection of the polls will be when the new entrants have been able to tour all 276 constituencies. And I think that after Dr. Bawumia Champong, Educhum, and the likes have been able to tour all 276 constituencies, that will be a more true reflection of what's on the ground. We must admit, we know we just got into the fray, and we've gone into a match where two people took the lead in the last election. So we're now, as it is, gathering momentum. And admittedly, we are astonished by where we are now, especially within the past 3 months of just getting started. And I mean, I think we used to be way below even 1%, just to say the least. So Dr. Bawumia Champong just commenced 6 constituencies in terms of the touring. I think by Thursday, he would have hopefully finished 33 out of the 276, which is in the eastern region. I don't necessarily know where the next region will be. It could be Greater Accra, it could be Ashanti region, I don't know. But one thing is very clear to me. Many people are hearing the message. Many people are being informed in terms of the things that happened that contributed largely to our losses. And one thing is very clear. For us, we believe we're starting from ground zero. And for that reason, I think that the polls will be more reflective after our engagement with the 276 constituencies.
When will that be, though?
We are programmed to hopefully finish by, let's say, first week in January of 2026. And I think that around December, you know, the polls will be more reflective, you know, because this is, I think, premature from my point of view. Though it's a poll that has been done, it's premature in the sense that we just got clearance. You know, it's never happened that you accept nomination and then you pause on candidates campaigning. We just had to wait for Apetia elections before
you started campaigning.
Campaigning. So I think that to conclude on this, he's said his bit. We're very confident that the truest picture will be around December when we have been able to visit many constituencies. At least when we've crossed more than half of the constituencies in this country, then when you poll, I can be able to agree with you that, oh, our message, our candidate has been seen and heard by many more people. So we'll wait until then. So I think that people should be rest assured. We saw what happened with Hillary Clinton in terms of polls and how Donald Trump suddenly surprised all of us. And politics is very
You think Brian is
complicated.
going to pull off a surprise?
Certainly. Certainly. And
What will give him that edge?
well, the thing is that, in my view, as we explained to the voters and help them appreciate the ditch we're in, I personally think that the deficit in terms of the votes that we have now as an NPP, Dr. Brian stands a very powerful chance to close up that deficit. And if truly a political party's main objective is to win power, then the candidate that can close up that 2 million gap is the candidate we should go for. Listen, somebody advisably said that, listen, the NDC removed Haruna from minority leader then for a strategic reason, to make Central Region very pronounced. And that contributed to the NDC's victory. For that reason, I think that the NPP entire fraternity needs to be mindful of the need to be strategic in our thinking. A candidate that can help us win the election in 2028, more so than necessarily a figure. And as people say, it's not flag bearership we want. We want a candidate
That can win
give
the
us
election.
presidency. And I've told some of our greater Accra people that, we are way below where we are. We're about 5 constituencies now out of 34. And it shouldn't be lost on us. A candidate that can help us gain at least our past glory of about 15 seats or more is the candidate that we in Greater Accra should be focused on. Because without the seats, you cannot get the presidency. And as a
I think
political
Bawumia will not get those seats better than Brian would do.
Well, I mean, as it stands now, the party in its entirety has 87 seats. Dr. Bawumia won 77. So in very simple terms, what it means is that the party was more favorable than the candidate. It's very straightforward. Supposing he had had more seats than the number of seats we have as a party, then I would have said that yes, our former candidate was more favorable than the party.
But it was his face on the party's.
But his face being on the party
It also
put him at a deficit more than the members of parliament. And even if you check on the votes, the quantum of votes that members of parliament garnered is still far in excess of our candidate. Usually, the candidate takes lead and the MPs trail him. But the reverse happened this time, which means that we have a serious problem at hand. It shouldn't be that the presidency trails behind members of parliament. He is supposed to pick them up. And out of his popularity, the members of parliament also get something. But the reverse happened. So clearly, the party issues are there. We scored 88 before Akwetia's death. And then the presidential candidate scored 77. And I think that to overturn that, we need to carefully review, our candidature. And mind you, none of our former flag bearers had ever been second in command for 16 good years. So we can't necessarily even compare him to the likes of Kufuor, who was never in any powerful position of vice presidency, neither Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He was never vice president. So this calls for a bigger introspection, and which is what I'm praying that my party people do. Because there's never been a time in Ghana's history where you've had a candidate 16 years as second in command go for an election and perform in this fashion. I mean, truth be told, we love him, but the performance, unacceptable. And that is why I think that NPP has a refreshing candidate, a younger candidate, and case in point, the party needs to become more attractive again. And I think that looking at the hospitality experience that Dr. Brian Champon has, the into IT business that he operates, which we know is both local and international in terms of Sierra Leone, South Africa, and other countries that run, on his operating system. I really think that Dr. Premature is the future, and even NPP, our sole primary focus is on coming back into power or into office. Then we need a candidate that can help us with that.
Right.
And yeah.
So there's also another contentious issue that's come up just over the weekend. Justin Kodia releasing a statement. Minister Bernard Nchibo on their comments in Abronya DC, about this issue of them skewing the day to suit a particular party. Wontumi has been responding. He says that it's a misrepresentation. There should be some form of intra-party communication or dialogue ongoing. What do you make of these things that are coming up, especially with your candidate also, competing? And do you agree, first of all, that something is being done to favor one aspirant over another?
There's always been this strong perception, and case in point, Alan Chamantin left the party largely for that perception that the table was skewed to one candidate, and for that reason, it was unfair. Let me also add that a dynamo on here, I think I'm sitting where he was in his chair about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, stated categorically that he felt that his money was not good for this election, largely because the tables have been skewed towards one candidate. So invariably, two former candidates have stated this, and that perception has now been attested to by these two regional chairmen. And I think that looking at the party's constitution, this is tantamount to bringing the party's reputation into disrepute.
Let me ask you again.
And I think that...
Do you think that is what is happening? The other party executives have spoken, and the regional...
No, that perception is...
Is it a perception for you, or you think it's a reality for your candidate?
Well, let me be a bit more clear here. The initial workings of the party, largely, even during presidency, was skewed towards, the succession of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. That cannot be disputed, okay? Now, however, one of the key things that people have to become aware of is that the likes of Dr. Brian Champon, the likes of Dr. Educhum, who were in support of the agenda, have withdrawn. And there are many more characters and individuals who hitherto were also with that bandwagon and have left. And that brings the question that, are we still at the 60-something%? No, we are not. So invariably, we have faith in the grassroots, and we think that the case we are making will be reflective of their sentiments. And for that reason, they will make a choice in the interest of the party. And for that matter, it's unfortunate that the regional chairpersons would be insinuating that this thing is skewed.
How should it be dealt with? The General Secretary has released a statement.
It's not enough.
And the other people are fighting back.
I think that the statement is not enough. There should be a call to order. And that is the barest minimum that I'm hoping.
Do you think that the regional executives see this, the current executives or leadership of the party to respect that call to order? In the circumstances that they find themselves currently. Justin has released a statement. Wontumi says, no, you're misrepresenting me. I don't think that's what I meant, and all that. And it looks like there's still some deep divisions amongst the leadership of the...
I think that voters should look at the disrespect to the General Secretary's directive and vote with their conscience to weed out some of these elements.
Right.
And I think that the true verdict or the true decision depends on the grassroots or the ordinary polling station chairman or secretary or organizer, I think that the onus is on them to take a decisive decision January 31st to weed out some of these, what we call rascals.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dixon Adomako Kissi. He's a member of the Bawumia Champon camp. And